I'm a reporter from the New York Times, and I'm joined by Gabrielle Union Wade, actor and also a new author, which is so exciting.
Yeah, this is like a great weird time, to be
Super
putting
weird.
something out. Luckily, with
Yeah,
literature and with children's books and everyone, being sort of trapped at home with a lot of time, books
a
has
lot of
been
time.
a saving grace. Yeah, I've read a lot, and I know a lot of parents
Yeah.
are looking for new things to read because you're flying through, all of your available books. So,
Definitely. Well, so I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so I'm super excited about this book. I obviously got a sneak preview before this talk, but tell me why. I mean, is this your first book?
no, it's my first children's book, but
First
I
children's
wrote
book.
my
Yes.
first
I
children's
meant
book.
first children's book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my first children's book, and I had no idea what to expect. I certainly didn't. You could no, I don't think anyone could have predicted a global pandemic.
No.
Um, but
Totally. Yeah.
the thing about our book is it's really just about celebrating how you family and all the different ways um, people family, and how
Yeah.
sometimes non-traditional families, there's not a lot of literature that allows parents and families to have the discussion about
That's
not
so
every
true.
family
It's
is
always
created.
very static and traditional, right? Like all the children's books, particularly, I find.
Yeah.
It's
So with
very
like with
interesting.
with having the conversation about introducing a new family member to the family, there's usually the visual of an expectant mom, and then there's a trip to the hospital, and then
Mm-hmm.
they come home, and it's how the family relates. But for our family, where we were able to have Cobb through our surrogate, and my friends who've adopted, and my friends who are foster parents, or just
Yes.
a lot of us who just raise the children in our lives that need to be raised, whether there's a
Yes.
legal document supporting that or not. And that's really what's been the inspiration behind writing this book, and putting this out right now.
How long did it take for you to get together? I find so because I write for a newspaper, I find that, we're so used to that immediate hit. Like, was it a year? Was it like, I mean, I think books take forever, right?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like my we're gonna need more wine. Did it take me this long? Um, but for the children's book, because it's all about language that's appropriate for the little guys, and trying to explain rather big concepts to a lot of people who don't have a ton of language or a ton of life experience, and that was really challenging for me, and very humbling. And I had to rely on a very large group of people, and my editor and our illustrator, Ashley Evans, to help come up with the beautiful pictures that sort of matched, the theme of what I was trying to get across.
Yeah, so for everybody that's joining that's new, I'm B. Shapiro. I'm a reporter from the New York Times. I'm with Gabrielle Union Wade, and she's joining us. I know it's earlier over where you're at on the West Coast, and she's sharing her brand new book, Welcome to the Party. So I feel like I've teased people a little bit enough. So can you show us what the book looks like, and maybe pick like your favorite little excerpt to read?
Yes, this is Welcome to the Party. This is what it looks like. This is me and Kav on the back.
Oh, that's a
When
great
she
photo.
was just a little guy. The dedication is, a lot of people have been like, oh, I started crying from the dedication. I'm like, dang, the dedication. But I wrote to my daughter, Kavya James, and every family whose journey to baby might have taken a bit longer than expected. Welcome to the party. You're right on time.
Oh, that is so good, though.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And, this, I don't know how much you can see. I'm trying to figure out my lighting. But this is, me, Dwayne, Zaya, Kav, and her on a carpet, the red carpet of life. Yeah, we just had so much fun, coming up with the ideas of, when we think of life as a party, and so much of it is who we invite to this party, and who we welcome into this party, and who we make the guest of honor. And a lot of times, especially, I think in my Hollywood world, some people who get that praise and get that spotlight don't always aren't always the most gracious of guests.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And when we're welcoming people into our family, we really want to be able to center those family members who don't often get the invites and don't often get the spotlight and don't often get called to the red carpet of life. And that's what this is all about. And you know, my mom, who at 60 adopted her first child, at 61 adopted her second, and a few years later adopted her third, and now she's 73, a single mom raising teens and preteens. And there's like nothing, there's no literature that celebrates, you know, a family like hers, like ours, you know, as an LGBTQ plus ally, the concept of a chosen family. And I've had, you know, adults say, I felt seen in your book for the first time in my life because I didn't get welcomed into a family. I wasn't told I was loved and desired and welcomed until I found my chosen family. And thank you for this book. And I'm like, we got a lot of work to do, people. And
it is. I mean, I do find it shocking, probably because I do have kids that are 5 and 3 and going through the books, and we have so many mixed families. By mixed, I mean like just all sorts of ways that they came together, right? That I feel like there is so much explaining to do. Like it's really interesting how the books haven't caught up. So it's so exciting to have this kind of option out there that's like still modern and like does it make it a special thing, more like the norm. So, so on that note, I feel like it's so inspiring that we want to hear your 3 top parenting tips. And I particularly think being at home, homeschooling, any moms out there, what are the sanity savers?
Well, you know, a couple things we just carried over, you know, that we've been doing throughout, you know, Zaya's, you know, educational journey. And one of the biggest things when Zaya got a phone, you know, probably a few years ago now, is that at bedtime, she checks it in. And even though now she's in junior high and it might feel like a little kid thing, especially in quarantine, they can literally stay up all night talking to their friends or being on social media or being, you know, just on their phones and not getting enough rest. And if you've been in a house with people, a whole bunch of people who haven't slept, that's not fun. So making sure that our kids have enough sleep, check in those phones at night. When they literally knock on your door, they hand you their phone and their charger, and, you know, they go back to their room with no devices to get a good night's sleep. That has been amazing for Zaya during regular school year, her school time, and now under quarantine, we would never go back. The
technology is so tricky though. How old is she?
She's 12. She'll be 13 at the end of this month. So
I mean, I do. Grade. Right. I feel like the technology conversation, I have friends with older kids, and I feel like sometimes it's even starting at like 8 or 9, which is so crazy. I mean, did you guys like sit down as like parents or as a family to like talk about tech policy? Because I feel like that's like a big key thing.
Well, with Zaya, we really have wanted to protect her. So her social media, we allowed her to get a social media account during the pandemic, but only through her dad's account. So
not TikTok?
No, I mean, she can look at it, you know, like we look at TikTok a lot as a family. It's like our little recess, if you will. But no, not her own account. We've had like, she's snuck and had accounts, you know, a couple years ago. We've had to take those down, and really anything that she wants to do on social media has to be through us. She can't post, she can't, you know, leave comments. Just, you know, to kind of baby step our way into social media, and also in a way that keeps it safe, keeps it fun. We've disabled comments on her account, so she's able to post, and she's in charge of her, you know, her captions and the content that we post, but she doesn't have full reign. And with the older boys, the 18-year-olds that we are also raising, you know, they have full control over their social media. But one of the tips that we suggest, before you post, does this have, is there a high percentage chance that this could hurt someone's feelings or bring harm to somebody? If you think that answer might be yes, don't post. Give yourself 5 minutes before you post anything just in case you can have that chance to talk yourself out of posting something that could, you know, bring harm to someone else or hurt someone's feelings. Does this
Yeah.
post have a chance of affecting my reputation and my life's opportunities? Give yourself 5 minutes to think about these things.
Well, I mean, there are these studies that say that, you know, with young people particularly, they don't have that same, like, okay, let me think about it from a common sense. So yeah, time, right? Just like 5 minutes to
Yes.
like a pause.
Yes. I mean, my 20 some odd year old nephew, I was on his Instagram and I was like, I saw something a little questionable and I was like, is this public? If you thought about, I don't know, ever getting a job, ever, might want to take this down or make your page private, because this could be this could come back to haunt you, kiddo. And one of the fun things that we've been doing with Zaya, like we take breaks, like, you know, how school has recess and just breaks in between classes. We take breaks and we encourage her to walk around the house, or she puts on her skates and she roller skates around outside, or we make up dances. The last thing that Zaya posted last night, or, you know, Dwayne posted for Zaya, was a dance that we made up to Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, Oh What a Night. And we posted that on her account. But just dancing together and making up a routine, it was like a chance to bond and giggle and kind of, you know, love on each other and spend time together. But it also gave us a chance to sweat a little bit and move our bodies and to do that together as a family. That was really cool.
It's like the little things right now, right? Like breaking a sweat, a glass of wine, you know, like the little things.
And my last tip was something that really, one of my girlfriends suggested it, and it really opened up an amazing conversation with us and Zaya. We came up with our favorite top 5 songs and talked about why we love those songs. Is it the lyric? Is it the beat? Is it the artist? Like, what specifically makes those songs our favorite? And we asked her to come up with her top 5 favorite songs and why. And just in us sharing our favorites, you know, opened up a huge conversation about the importance of lyrics. And a lot of times we're like, as parents, we're like, okay, that lyric might have been a little questionable. Are they even catching it? Half the time, not at all. They're more interested in the beat. And sometimes it's all about the lyric. So for us as parents, even though sometimes like the lyrics might be coming really fast or might not be in a way that we find entertaining or appeasing to the ear, take the time to really listen to the lyrics. A lot of the music that our preteens and our teens are really drawn to, you know, deal with some really heavy topics like depression and mental health issues. And if you find that your child is really relating to that, there are some larger conversations that need to be had. And luckily, there are a lot of low and no cost therapy options out there, you know, where therapists are making themselves available for all kinds of families that are on, you know, a sliding scale of availability. Because
telemedicine, right? I think telemedicine is so key right now. Just the ability to FaceTime somebody and talk to them. Also, I mean, I did want to bring up, because I saw this week you were doing some other press for your book, and I think one of the quotes that really struck me, and I'm paraphrasing here, is that she did transition, which is a huge deal, but you guys were like, well, this is just my kid, and this is like just the way it is. It's not a big deal, and it's like I'm gonna love her for who she is. Is that one of the things that, like, it was like a seamless thing almost for you guys?
Well, it's been a process, you know. I mean, Zaya's been very clear about who she is for as long as I've known her. As she gained more language and more understanding of the world, you know, the language that she used to identify herself has changed. But who she is has been very clear for, you know, forever. So it was just more a matter of allowing her to feel safe enough to communicate her truth to us, and then receive it, and then offer her guidance and resources and information and protection and love and acceptance and access to her community, to our community. And and letting it just at the end of the day, letting her know that she is loved exactly as she is, and we are here to support her. And there is nothing wrong with her identity, and
Right. Beautiful.
she's not disposable. And a lot of people
Right.
just legit feel like their children are disposable if they are not an exact reflection of them. Then there's, I'm going to keep you at arm's length because you are not a reflection of me. Exactly. And that is a very, very dangerous route to take with our kids, because it just leaves them to dangle if they don't give you exactly what you expect versus what is in inside of them and who they truly are.
That's such a beautiful way to look at it, because then you're not projecting, right? Like, it's interesting as parents. Like, I had to go through my own like mental health stuff, because I was like, oh my gosh, when you have kids, it is weird, right? Because you do project sometimes. You have to like reel that back. Yeah. But one last question. These parenting tips are so great, because I know you have a little one too. Yeah. How old is she now?
Cobb, today she is 18 months old.
Her birthday's today.
Yeah, well, her half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's 18 months old today.
Got it. I say that because my birthday is today, so I was like,
oh, happy birthday! Happy
birthday! Thank you.
With more caffeine.
Oh, thank you. I know my caffeine. I already like down 2 huge cups today. It's like it's real between the wine and the caffeine.
I feel you.
How are you? I mean, granted, it is great that one at home can definitely take care of herself, but then you do have one that you're watching a lot. And I guess is she realizing like she doesn't have these play dates anymore, or like what is sort of the adjustment with her?
The biggest thing is her not having her normal big schedule. She's really loves, like, when we realized how much she loves swim, she loves everything about swim class, going to swim class, putting on her her swimsuit. She loves her teachers, she loves the other students, she's gotten to know the other parents that are around the pool, and just sort of missing that routine. She misses gym class, she misses bouncing off of things. So she seems to think that our couches and the beds and everything are the same as gym class, and that the floor is going to magically have her bounce off of it. And yeah, so there's been a lot of scrapes and bumps along the way during this pandemic. But for me, it's just been like, control what you can control and let go of what you can't. This is not the time for competitive parenting. This is not the time to be, like mom shaming yourself for not, she's not going to be dressed in the cutest things every day. Sorry, who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? The outfit that your child has on is not a reflection of your capabilities as a parent. Like, if you can pull it together and string together, coordinating, whatever, awesome. If you can't, that's okay too. Keep them alive, keep them moving. Sometimes I'm like, Cobb, you want to watch TikTok? And she's like, yes, I do.
Well, yes,
like,
I do. And then you get 5 minutes
vacation.
to see it. You get 5 minutes to yourself.
Yes. I said it on another interview. There was a time, perhaps our French bulldog babysat for a second so I could go to the bathroom. Just, deal however you can, but go easy on yourself. Let yourself off the hook. We're hardest on ourselves. That thing at the end of the day where you're like, oh my God, I messed that up, or I misspoke here. Or also, don't be afraid to apologize when you get it wrong. Mommy misspoke. I'm so sorry. You know what? I don't know, but let's find out together. Like, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to get everything right. You can let yourself off the hook. Don't compare yourself to other people. Nothing exists that's, real on social media. Like, if you think of everyone's life as through the most beautiful filter, and the truth lies, layers, you have to excavate to find the truth. Don't compare yourself to fantasy. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, social media is so tough that way, especially since we're all at home, right? Everybody's baking bread and doing this. I'm like, I don't have time for that. There's not been a single loaf made over here.
Listen, I'm making Pillsbury, the what do you call that? The popping thing.
Yes.
The tube of cinnamon rolls. A lot. Probably more than I've ever made in life. Am I putting real butter on top of the frosting? Yes, I am, because it's making me happy. And guess what? Life didn't end. It didn't end.
Things are okay. And it probably
Things are
tasted
okay.
amazing.
I can't make banana bread. Those brown bananas are just going to be brown bananas. They're not going to be turned into anything else.
So for those that are joining, I'm talking with Gabrielle Union Wade. She has a new book out. It's a new children's book called Welcome to the Party. And where can we get your book?
You can get it on, well, I'm trying to think of the safest way. I'm normally like, you can go to your local bookstores.
Right, totally.
If your local bookstores have websites, we'd love for people to keep those local stores, alive. If you can, it's available on Amazon, the HarperCollins websites, Barnes & Noble, Target, all of your normal, the normal places you would shop for books. A lot of people, though, are just staying with Amazon, buying with Amazon and getting delivery at home. And that works too. So welcome to the party,
Welcome
you
to
guys.
the party. We're so excited about the book. It's such an important book to come out for children right now, and it's super fun. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Stay safe and healthy.
Bye, you guys. Don't worry about that banana bread. It's okay. Just eat cinnamon rolls out of the tube. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
so much.